hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. Mic check good. Mic check good. Hello everyone! How y'all doing today? It's J-Pop. I apologize for the streams. It has looked like it's in the way sometimes. And Monday, I know it was real quick. I had my Smash TV race, and I was so juiced I couldn't handle it. So, but we're back to sell some more kohi, you know, and play some more coffee Noir. And I'm just gonna chillax a bit until people come in. A couple shout outs because I couldn't do it the last stream. Man and Gifts, thank you for the follow. And Donuts, thank you for the sub, Donuts. Your resub had to be on a chat with no chat, no mic. Hiya sis, how you doing? Love ya. Ayami-chan, Juju J. Miss you guys. Had a moment where I thought about the time we had a couple weeks ago. No, I blame Twitch. Love you, sis. But doing good. Trying to refocus on work. Work has been busy. You gotta make the albums. Have you made your account yet, like you promised twice? Anonymous, Okari Nasai, what's up, cousin? Also on the list. I know, I just keep trying to keep stuff, knocking them off the list because they keep coming on faster. I can put them on. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't suck. Look, full disclosure, I will never, ever be able to pull a performance like that again. There's just no way. Yes, I need to win it all, but there's just no way. I don't have any expectations that I will be able to do that. 64 things. It's funny because I was talking with Donut. She was being big sis, you know, because, I mean, of course, I'm getting hyped, you know, coming for the match. I've been waiting for my match, you know, and, you know, I'm just trying to keep it together, right? And she's like, you need a big sis moment, you know, and I'm like, no, it's win or don't come back. And she gave a real sweet message. She was probably already typing it. You know, do what you do, play your best, leave the rest to RNG, you know, all that lovable stuff. And then, of course, she sees my message, and she's like, it's like, all right, don't dishonor your family. So, and while she wrote that, I'm writing back to what the sweet words that she said, and it's like, that's the plan, that's always been the plan. You know, and then we're having a good laugh. Don't shame the family. And I'm like, I'm watching, because also at the time it was the CHX Teleo match, and I'm just watching the times, and I'm like, fuck, I can't pull multiple sub 6s, right? What do? Run 3 sub 6s. Like, shit. I could win it all if I run like that, but that's obvious. You can run like that all the time, you'd win. You know, that's not how it goes. Alexander Karinasai, I know. You can blame me all you want. Right? But now that I've done it, like, alright, there's a video in the Discord. It's like 10 seconds long. Go watch it. You know? Talk about what I can't say when I can't do it or I don't want it. Fucking goddamn it. Like, seriously. I haven't had it. In all the hundreds of runs that I've done, I've never had it. And for some reason in my soul, I was like, because I ran the run terribly and I'm going through and I actually have a spreader going into Mutoid, you know, and I'm like, just please, don't give it to me. Don't. Well, the reaction is best. I'm not sure if you understand this, Donut, or some of the chat, so I'll explain. Now, as you know, the spreader is the key weapon in the Mutoid fight, and the reason is, while we do it under the armpit, there is a section of Mutoid across the chest, all of it, that does times 9 damage or something like that. Something big, right? But in the very thin part right here, which is why we're trying to do lobber shots, and it has to do with the hitboxes on how they overlap on Mutoid Man, it's an extra multiplier there as well. So if you could fuse into his body and hit that part, obviously you want to do that. However, the easiest way to do it is if you have spreader going into the room. First drop is invulnerability and up, because before Mutoid fully comes in, there's no resistance. You clip right into him, easy, no problem. And because he doesn't vibrate when you're shooting him, it is the prime moment to land those shots and damages. But you only know the times. The first multiplier, there's an extra layer of multiplier on top of it. So getting inside is by chance, and also hitting the right spot is by chance or hard. But a lot of those chances go away the very initial run-in. And I've never had it, not in any of my practices, and that's the one I get it in a run where I died twice and it was super shitty. So my reaction is the best. I stopped my recording to be like, I'm gonna pull that one out. That one was too funny. Thank you, Alexander, for the 100 bits. Survived a tornado. Oh, I'm glad you survived. Natural disasters. I'm glad that it veered out of your way. Above anything else. You know, health and living is the most important thing. Coolio, Okari Nasai. Coolio, 1,000 Who's Line points for the ham is what's for dinner remark. I know that's not what you said, but 1,000 points. Mark it. Survive a tornado watch. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm still glad you're on the winning side, which is the living side and the non-disastrous side. Lots of prayers on that. Okay. Kohi. It was good, Coolio. And when they put up the full VOD, because look, I want cards to cast my match, you know? I want to. Seeing how excited my bro was last year for cards, like, yes! And then cards was in the realm that day, Monday, but had to leave. And I'm like, no! And everybody does great there. Everybody does greats. And then he comes back at the end of it. He's typing in the chat, and you know, I'm trying to not get a big. I have a big fucking head right now, and I need some reality to put me back down because I'm gonna need to get ready. You know, and bro's like, he was like, yeah, Cards was like in the chats, he's the real deal, folks, and I'm like, I can't. We're hyped up on caffeine and coffee. And to announce, it just got confirmed. My match against Sigma is this Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. Best of 7. I will be there. Disregard your brother. Acquire a good point-and-click game. Where's my mouse? Is it in there? There's also a bunch of text messages going on. So, okay. We're at the end of the week. Let me just... It's been a while since I've done this. So, yeah, I've had orders. Production. We got one more upgrade here. That is at the max. We're just letting that run. Right. We have that all under production. Everybody is good. Donut Cinnabons is apparently... Oh, no. There she is right there. Who's on vacation? Brant. Sell at least 40 units of coffee? That one bugs me. Right? Because... I sell 40... you know, on one, which is why I did this one, and even more so. So I don't know about that one. Already put on the calendar? Doesn't this music make you wanna... In a lounge? Yes. Okay.
Should I move the investigation forward?
No, we go to the next
make
chapter.
Some more cash instead.
Things are getting hot. I remember that much. What was getting hot? Scandalous things.
My homeless snout called me. Poor Ali had had an accident. I jumped into a cab and asked him to step on it. Moreau was sprawled in the street. She was curled up oddly and had no coat on, like she'd just popped out for a smoke. She'd been dead for only a few minutes. Who did this to you, babe? Was it a botched mugging? Yakuza? Her blank eyes showed no fear. More disappointment. I could sense it myself. Such a young, vibrant woman. I needed a cigarette, and I knew my snout would too. So I took him back to my office for a chat.
Arthur, the last days are not very bright for us. The police handed over Richard's body to us after many weeks, and the investigation is still ongoing. As far as I know, they have literally nothing. Corrupt, lazy motherfuckers. It's good that you don't work with these bunglers anymore. We're on our own. Richard's funeral will be held at West Norwood Cemetery. You'll soon receive a message regarding a specific time, if you want to be there at all. I think you should, but not exactly to say goodbye to Richard. I've read that the perpetrator of the crime often shows up at his victim's funeral to admire his own work. It's sick. We have to do everything we can to get these scum. We still don't know if Clarabelle and I won't be next. It seems to me that her mental state is deteriorating. She's acting weird. Watch her closely. You gain a reputation as a coffee seller. I believe that if you continue to work undercover, you'll finally come across the trail of the murderer or murderers. See you, Henry Kersey.
Dying in a coffee plant. See ya! Okare nasai.
So, what do I have to deal with this week?
Let me know if the sound balance is okay. So for our total revenue, more things, more tasks, more of the same. And you know what we do? We save in the main when we get to a new chapter. And then we save on current one. Spastic Saver. Okay, so let's take a look at things. So we have to meet people to unlock stuff, so we'll probably gotta do that first. I can't hire any new people. Find connections, have all warehouse upgrades, send employee to all available trainings. So I've already done that. Collect cash, weekly revenue, production upgrades. So that's probably the only thing I'm gonna make sure we have right off the bat, because we want to make that kohi. I haven't had time to play, Sia. There have been other things just flat out in the way. I did one thing, so that means we save. Alright, so we need to get a new client.
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me a lot.
Ooh, the homeless guy that we wanted him to keep around. Alright, let's talk business. Call the police. I don't think these questions are harmful.
Who called the cops? You.
Of course. I'm homeless now. Are you bonkers? They locked me up for that.
For vagrancy?
For being undocumented alongside a dead rich bird.
Well, that hurt.
Exactly when did it happen?
What's it look like, mate? If you tried to lift her wallet, you'd see she's still warm.
Okay. She died on the spot.
That's what it looks like. I'm not an expert on flying tarts, though, eh?
Okay. And you called me right after she fell.
Right after, once I snapped out of it, I was stood right next to the bloke. I could have taken a shot to the head, and then you'd have a flipping mystery.
What precisely happened?
That's what I want to know, mate. I thought I was just keeping an eye on your ex-bird, didn't I? Then someone comes flying out the window. It's bloody criminal. I want more dosh.
You'll get it. Now pull yourself together and answer my questions. I'll keep it brief, okay?
Alright, okay.
Great. You followed her all day?
Yeah, like you wanted.
Did she behave differently than usual?
Too right she did. She was a bag of nerves in a rush. She kept looking around all the time, like she knew.
She didn't. She came here and you followed. What happened then?
Yeah, she really started snooping about. Worst crook I've ever seen. Nice looker, though.
She wanted to steal something?
You bet. All amateurs go through a malarkey like that before they lift something.
Okay. She went upstairs. And then?
They must have found her. I mean, some bloke did. I reckon they knew each other, because at first, they were just yakking.
And after that?
They started having a row and then came out through the balcony. I just managed to get out.
You said came out.
Yeah, she came out. Flying out. Came down with a thud. I need a stiff drink.
Thank you, bro, for the 30-month subscription. Bloody hell.
Did you hear what she was arguing about with the man who discovered her?
Maybe. I got this ringing in my ears. It only goes away when there's money around. You got any change?
Take this. So what were they arguing about?
Some sort of papers, documents. The bird wanted to lift them. That's what did for her.
Anything else? What kind of documents?
You think they stopped and read them to me? You're having a laugh, mate. The whole row lasted less than a minute.
And if you had to describe how she fell, did she slip, or did the guy push her?
Flip, I don't know. I was standing down below trying to earwig as much as I could. I can't see the third floor from here, can I?
Okay. They were arguing. Tussling?
I don't think so. The bird was saying, sorry. The geezer raised his voice.
Was he angry?
Yeah, but not like when you're so knocked you're gonna punch someone. You get me?
Okay. So it was an accident?
I don't know, maybe she was trying to calm him down and he pushed her away. What's the difference? She's dead.
Where's the guy who discovered Coralie?
They dragged him off a moment ago.
Just like that. He didn't try to escape, resist arrest?
No, I think he was in shock. Flip, I know I would. Kill a smart-looking bird like that.
Thanks. You've been a help. Is that all of it? Or is there any more?
Of course I've got more.
Which means...
It means it'll cost you more. Otherwise, the cops will find out that before she died, someone was having her followed.
Here you go.
Don't be down, mate. I've got more.
What is it?
That old geezer from the museum who was supposed to have it hopped up.
Harold? What about him?
He's back. I saw him today going in and out of that Hitomi's place.
Thanks. But you're getting no more tips.
No worries. You can count on me. Thanks, mate, and good luck. You won't see me again.
Need to check the investigation board. Now I need to set the new clues and data on the board.
The accidents. Dun dun dun. Deadly emotions. I'm trying to recap everything in my mind. What happened. Oh, this crackhead. Okay, alright.
Kersey's funeral needed the appropriate setting. The skies over the city were as gray as life without coffee noir would be for those gathered there. The ceremony rapidly turned into the Clarabelle show. Even the guy in the coffin must have heard her sobbing.
Damn.
Everyone else was calm. Almost everyone was there. And I still had plenty of questions. I waited till the end of the ceremony, and then I went looking for answers.
Oh. Stranger. I wonder if there's... No, I'll probably get to talk to everybody.
Richard wasn't even the most important person at his own funeral. Not when Jordan Alver was standing over his grave. The biggest fish in town. Hello, Mr. Alver. Please forgive me, given the circumstances. But I'm a sales director for Clarabelle Kersey, and I might have an interesting deal for you. Can we meet?
Do you want to sell me Richard's debts?
Not at all. It's a new product.
Very well. We can meet later in my restaurant.
I quizzed McFowl about the Kersey's pyramid scheme. I knew that someone else was involved in the scam. Who?
That's Tom Marvey, standing over there. He loves to tell everyone how he was in debt, but got out of it through hard work. Don't believe him.
Have you heard Van Haven's disappeared?
Of course. A strange and unnerving affair.
I gather you were starting a business together. Something art-related?
I was planning to till he disappeared. Let's hope he reappears soon.
Gabriel was there too. This time he wasn't going to give me the slip. Why did you run away, Cassidy's? I still had questions.
You, the Yakuza, anyone. That's how I am. If I'm bored, I hop it.
You ran away from the Mafia.
Boring, boring. You see that man over there?
Alver.
Alver. Baptiste warned me about him. Bye.
Okay. Shh. Oh, you're Tom.
Tom Marvey, pointed out by George as an accomplice in the Kersey financial pyramid. I must skillfully check this lead at the earliest opportunity.
So, okay.
The pastor recited the words of the service in a steady and different voice. The bland character of Richard's last goodbye contrasted surprisingly with his lavish life. A faithful servant, fully believing in his master's happy return and keeping in impeccable shape to the same end, not giving any signs of great sorrow. If it weren't for the nervous tick in his right hand. I warned Hendry that his funeral visit was a very dangerous move. As usual, he didn't listen to me. I hope he has at least some sensible plan to slip out quietly from the watchful eyes of all the enemies of the Kersey family.
Alright, the interesting ones I wanted to save. The Brit.
It was odd seeing the ice-cool Brit in tears. What was she doing at the funeral? My condolences, Miss Gamelfist. I know you were close.
We could have been, but the wimp preferred his old painting.
How so?
Like this, one of Richard's friends saw us together. He threatened to blab to Catherine and the press, or he could give him the planters. But Richard said no.
So, he just denied it all again?
I have to leave now, Mr. Oliver. Goodbye.
Oh, Clarabelle.
Clarabelle's loud sobs mingled with the restless rustle of graveyard tree leaves and the preacher's monotonous voice. I must admit that many would fall for this extremely emotional spectacle.
Oh, Mr. Amanda back.
She hates Richard, yet she showed up at his last goodbye? I suspect that it was only to make sure that he was buried for good.
They have too much history. There are a million reasons why. They have way too much history.
Percy's lies had finally gone to the grave with him. Meanwhile, Clarabelle was receiving condolences. Who was she putting the show on for? It wasn't for me. As soon as we were alone, she was much calmer. I offered to take her home, but she said there was something I have to do alone. That something was as fishy as hell, so I tailed her. The fishy scent led me to an empty underground station. What the hell was the elegant Miss Kersey doing here? Someone was waiting for her below. I recognized Marvy and Cassidy's. Gabriel. Now he was speaking clearly and simply. Was he putting it on earlier? He rebuked Clarabelle for not providing the promised coffee. She snarled back that he could get it himself, seeing as he lived in Guyana. The samples from the painting were gone.
It was enough to go to your head, wasn't it?
Marvy cut their bitchiness short. He thought that together they'd get the real coffee noir, and definitely had enough of this nonsense. I quickly hid behind the pillar and watched him leave. We'll be talking soon, Tom. I had to think about how to quiz him, and that was Clarabelle plotting? I already had a feeling that the girl had something on her conscience, but I'm afraid that this conspiracy with Gabriel and Tom is, well, it's not everything. More and more, I get the impression that she brought me to Neo-London not only to find her father. It's possible that Richard's death is the real beginning of my investigation. Need to check the investigation board.
What does this mean? I have no flippin' idea. Do we have new advertisements that we could pull? But I probably should do it next week. Billboards, newspapers. I already have product placements. The prices have gone up. Damn inflation. Alright. We need classic superior corgi. Upgrade. We have that upgrade. We have to make that. We don't have any need for those two yet, so there's no need to produce it. Right. Arrange meeting. Info on client. Alright, so you make the call. We don't have any post sales right now, so project management. Donuts. Go do that. Leads and acquisitions. Set up meeting. Find information. 82%, 77%. We can let that go. Right, we already have the upgrade. We don't need any staff trainings. None of that's coming around just yet, so I think we wait the week out. Because it'll take a couple weeks before this, but we'll probably get more plots.
Now I need to set the new clues and data on the board.
Let's try to connect clues. Oh, we got 10 connections to make. Let's see. Argument, Clarabelle not providing the comments, coffee. Sample of the painting was used up, so exceptional coffee sample and promises. No.
This one.
Well, I don't know. Two Faces. Conversation with Tom and Clipper. Gabriel speaking clear, simply, and concisely. That he's really that crooked because he drank the legendary coffee. Why didn't you tell me so much about Coffee Noir on Kirsty's role? Why didn't you direct my attention to Jordan? Is that the connection?
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
Not the same madman. He spoke like a normal, sensible guy. So, does he have a caffeine problem? Treacherous friend. Britt wasn't surprised at all. Extraordinary comments we could have been. The wind preferred the old painting. Although Richard's friends saw us. Two painters. It's the third man in this painting at the scene of crime. Kate's car. Joseph. Lionel Kersey had a hand in covering up painting. Is the treacherous friend and the pyramid scheme partners?
No. This one.
Last pillar of the pyramid. Quiz McFowl about Kirsty's pyramid scheme had to know something since he once warned Joseph about it. Third associate, apart from Henry Britt, instantly said no qualms as Tom Marvey, standing over there. He said ironically that Tom loves to tell everyone is in debt, but got out of it through hard work. That the one.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
So the last one was Tom. Deadly emotions. The beauty quite never sneaked some man's office steal the papers. Struggle on the balcony, she fell. Wasn't sure if it was on purpose, looked more like an unfortunate accident in the moment. Horse was sprawled in the street, curled up odd, no coat. Last day of the works, Kate's car. I don't think any of this matches. Accident with the painting? That's okay.
No.
Alright.
This won't work.
We have characters. We have graph connections. It's okay, we're not gonna go through that right now. I did things. Save. Coffee production's going. We need to have meetings and stuff like that. Set up business, sign contract. Next chapter. Or next week.
So, what's going on in this company?
Valuable information about Tom Marvey. Okay. Meeting arranged. Well, I don't have to do it just yet. I could make the production of the coffee. I don't have to, though. And I can actually not make these. We'll leave it alone. You can have a rest. We're not making coffee. And you can find out more about that. We're gonna get more information before we turn it over. And everybody else gets a vacation. Isn't that right, Danica? You need a vacation.
Have Have I assigned all the tasks properly?
Oh, yeah. We don't need to do that. That's upgraded. I'm not making any kohi. Alright, and okay.
Have I assigned all the tasks properly? So, what's going on in this company?
Alright, so we're gonna go to the meeting and we'll actually handle all this stuff afterwards. Alright, save. What information do we have about him? Director, Purchasing Department, Springer's Megastore, biggest change, past study, Harvard, well balanced, intelligent, face expressions, gain trust of others, piercing gaze. During conversations, one may have an impression Marty is observing him or her all the time. Usually he needs only a few seconds to deeply analyze. And every one of his or her slip-ups can be an opportunity for a beneficial contract miss. He is the author of many respected scientific publications. He specializes in the field of future contracts in the market. Say hello, initiate detailed conversation about tendencies. Greet Tom and tell him about the development of your company. Handshake what he would like to know. Introduce yourself briefly, get down to presenting your offer. No, open with an anecdote about your company. Kind of leaning towards that one. I don't like the handshake and what he would like to know. I like the handshake part, but leaving it open, you know, greet Tom and tell him about the development of your company. I think I'm gonna go with that.
Good morning, Mr. Marvey. It's good to see you again.
Mr. Oliver, what brings you here?
Didn't you see them?
What was I supposed to see?
Our new adverts.
I haven't seen the old ones, Mr. Oliver. Adverts don't change anything. Instead of wasting company resources on them, you could have taken a closer look at the changes on the futures market. That would pay off more.
The duties of purchasing. Ask about the certificates hanging in Tom's office. Studies at Harvard. Familiar with Marvey's books. Familiar with Marvey's books.
I read some of your articles about coffee production. Very insightful. I sometimes refer to them in my other meetings with clients.
Really? That's nice to hear.
Are you planning any new books? Or rather, do you still have time to write them?
Time belongs to those who plan, Mr. Oliver. My articles will be about the requirements of futures contracts, which I've been researching for a few years now. A text on the negative influence of sunlight on coffee beans is almost finished. But now, let's get back to business.
Of course, but I'd be very keen to read the article.
I shall remember. Excuse me, Mr. Oliver. Harvey here. How much cheaper? Good. Order a small amount. Send Douglas for it and put it on expenses. He was supposed to be in Brighton tomorrow anyway. Okay, I'm back again, Mr. Oliver.
Praise Tom's expertise and mention you experience in marketing campaigns. Tom to describe the ideal bean. I don't think he's interested. Is he interested? See, I don't think to him there's an ideal one fits all. I think it flows and moves. Looks like white zero. It's the hair, huh? Alright, we're gonna go with expertise.
Mr. Marvey, it's becoming more and more apparent that we could work really well together. With your knowledge about coffee, our beans, and my marketing experience, we can make a killing. What do you think?
No, I don't think so, Mr. Oliver. Forgive me, but I have an allergy to marketing speak. Unless you have something truly extraordinary to offer.
I'm sure of it.
And I don't, and there's the rub. A good product takes care of itself. You mentioned about your beans. Give me a sample, and I'll judge whether it's worth my time.
We're gonna carry on listening because we are just eating our own foot.
I'd like to draw your attention to something interesting here. All the methods of dealing with coffee, all the caution, the patience, and attention to detail I use in my work today, with similar success. What does that tell us? It's worth continuously nurturing the right features and habits. An effective, flexible employee will always be valued, not for their competence. That can change, but for their readiness to resolve new problems.
Try to present the plus sides of your strategy. I'm still torn because he's like, I don't like the way you speak. Let's go with him. Let's ride with him.
Thank you for the meeting so far, Mr. Marvey. I understand your point of view and the values of Springer's Megastore better now. I hope that our offer will be just as enticing and help you better understand the philosophy of my company.
Fine. Let's take a look then.
Show contract form.
Let's focus on the demands of future contracts. That's fundamental to our collaboration. Tiny details have massive implications here. I'll start from the first detail. Where does your coffee come from?
They use 2 suppliers, and for Tom, you've chosen coffee from Brazil or Colombia. This feels like a coin flip. This don't feel good. Chat. Brazil or Colombia? First answer that gets 2 votes wins. Hey Meg, Okari Desai comes from my toilet. We have 1 for Brazil. Chat is as involved as ever. I know there's a delay, but not that much. Anonymous, not wanting to participate, but wanting to participate. What's the question again? Brazil or Colombia? Brazil or Colombian coffee? We have 1 for a Colombian, 1 for a Brazilian. We have the French press method. Who wants to tie-break this, chat? Thank you, Anonymous.
From Brazil, everybody knows it's a mecca for coffee connoisseurs. We've stuck with the same plantation from the get-go. Customers love it, and partners do too.
Brasilica is a highly varied variety. It can be better than Colombian, but that isn't the rule. Investing in that coffee means losing 900 points on the sampler's opinion. That's a lot, but maybe the taste compensates for it. Can I see the grader certificate?
You'll get the certificate with the first delivery, which you have with you. Tell them that the coffee score top more. Okay.
Here you are. This is the certificate and recommendation from the very beginnings of our activity. Now the quality is even higher, and we're still using the same plantation. You're investing in a sure thing.
Congratulations on an impressive start, but an old certificate says little about the current situation of your firm. I presume that you simply don't have any more recent recommendations. Try again once you have them.
Well, that flopped. Save scumming! Well, we're gonna do this again. Alright, so we're gonna go, conversation about future markets.
Good morning, Mr. Marvey. Have you heard about the changes in the standards? Colombian beans will be worth half as many points as of next year. Everyone's investing in it today, and I don't think anyone expected such a turnaround in the middle of the harvest.
Welcome, Mr. Arthur. Yes, that's very bad news. What matters, though, is to keep your finger on the pulse, like you, and then react rapidly to the changes. There are situations where only our reflexes can keep us a half a step ahead of the competition. You've managed to do that.
And we're familiar.
I read.
Really?
Are you playing? Of course.
I shall.
Some silver tongue? Nah. I am not a salesperson. Can't do it.
What features should the perfect coffee bean have, in your opinion?
It should lie in the middle of the scale on all measurement parameters. As a master sampler, I have frequently observed that if something looks too good to be true, it usually is.
That's great advice. Thanks.
Carry on listening.
I'd like to draw your attention to something interesting here. All the methods of dealing with coffee, all the caution.
Oh, we did do this already.
What does that tell?
Refer and begin the sales pitch.
Thank you for the...
Fine.
I'm just going for high normal here.
Let's focus on the demands of future.
I think we're going to go with Brazilian again.
From Brazil? Everybody.
Brasilica is...
He'll get the certificate along with his first delivery and add that every delivery will be tested by a professional. Since he didn't like the past one, we'll give him up-to-date information.
The vast majority of the beans are between 16 and 18 millimeter, and so the sampler's preferred size. On collection, I personally sifted through a sample of sacks chosen at random. They passed the test. Brasilica 16. I sense you're going to come very well out of this investment.
Let's hope so, Oliver. You dose out of the information nicely, each time, as much as I need. But nobody's perfect, huh? Coffee, too. Where does the coffee lie in terms of full imperfections?
Black beans, number of full imperfections 13. Reply that on account of rains, the beans of your coffee are moist and the number of full imperfections is 4. I have no idea what the fuck this means. But why Colombia? We chose Brazilian. Never be caught wearing that tie. This has more words, which means more information?
I can guarantee brown, ripe beans with no wrinkling or twigs. Recently, Colombia has been battling torrential rains. That means shipments will contain some slightly moister beans.
So I don't like this
The
answer.
sampler scored it 4 full imperfections.
4? That's an astounding result. Let's say I believe in your little diamond, but on my terms. I'll buy as much coffee as you want to sell me, but first, I need to see the sampler certificate showing that you really can deliver a large quantity of this miracle bean.
No, he wants to see the certificate.
I'll get it prepared for you. I wouldn't sign a contract without one myself either. The only thing that worries me is being flooded with orders from you. This Colombian will attain high prices even with minor imperfections.
That's true. Colombian always attracts investors. But it's easy to be tempted by promises of quality and overpay for a poor product. I don't want that. How long after the certificate is issued do you need to deliver the coffee to my warehouse?
Delivered in a week, and add that the beans ordered by Tom will wait in the plantation stores for up to 5 months. On account of quality checks, declare the coffee will be delivered in a week, and add that the beans stored by Tom, or beans ordered by Tom, will have waited in the plantation stores for a maximum of 2 months. I think that's it, because things change, things deteriorate after time.
The coffee only spends 2 months in the stores. We personally oversee every shipment. The product needs the best possible conditions. In the meanwhile, we organize the formalities and begin shipping. The first delivery will be with you in a week.
What do you mean by the best possible conditions? Can you give me the details?
Store the beans in the dark to maintain quality. Appropriate amount of light pass. Surprise Tom with a specialist knowledge of the standards demanding future. Surprise Tom with your specialist knowledge against the guy who literally wrote the book of the standards demanded of future contracts, and tell him how the beans are stored. Apply that you store the beans in the dark. We're going to use this because it has buzzwords like future.
We meet all the conditions for futures contracts. Let's take warehouse coffee. 4 inches off the floor and 24 from the ceiling. You see that scar on my thumb? I got it caught on a nail when I was checking the distance. We also ensure the lighting is correct. Everything that investors like to hear.
It's rare I come across such a well-prepared negotiator, Mr. Oliver. I've been wanting to invest in some good coffee for a while now, but the potential buyers didn't suit me. Until now. Let's move on to signing the contract.
Yay! 93% maximum. Sign. Second try.
I should sum up what happened after that meeting. Marvy was very busy, but he agreed to meet. I opened by telling him we'd met before. At Richard's funeral, the wise guy remembered me. I asked him if he'd ever done business with the Kerseys. Tom confirmed he had, and inadvertently stressed the involvement of Clarabelle and Gabriel. Marvy let slip an ambiguous allusion to the pair. He had no idea I knew perfectly well what he meant. Clarabelle lied to Gabriel when she brought him back from Guyana. Apart from the stale old samples, she hadn't managed to get any more coffee noir. So Tom had been left in midair. After the negotiations, he offered to show me around the production hall. I happily agreed, sensing an opportunity to ask a few casual questions. Marvy was in his element. I had no idea what it was he was so proud of, but I pretended to be impressed by the equipment. It must have cost a pretty penny. It cost a whole lot more, Arthur. Tom explained how hard it had been to get out of the debts he'd fallen into thanks to the Kersey's pyramid scheme. He'd got back on his feet thanks to his dedication and hard work. He tactfully didn't reproach me for working for the creators of the pyramid. But I wanted to keep him talking, so I dangled out there that the Kerseys had recovered from the affair, too. They repaid their creditors, didn't they? I was bluffing, but Marvy seemed to buy it. He just retorted that unlike him, they hadn't worked for it. Henry, he reputedly regained his fortune in the casino. At least that was what he told everyone. And Richard, he didn't even bother trying to repay the money. Perhaps that's why we ended up meeting at his funeral. Marvy went back to the tale of his career and vision for the company. But I wasn't listening anymore. I was thinking about the Kerseys. Richard, the wise guy. Henry, the gambler. My poor Catherine. And sweet little Clarabelle, who seems to take after her father. Need to check the investigation board.
See, am I seeing the clues and how I'm linking things
now
together?
I need to set the new clues and data on the board.
I mean, not really. Like, you know, the relationships, the affairs, you know, like the father that we came to search for the whole time hasn't been around and is now dead. So there's that. You know, what was it? Joseph's wife didn't like, was it Britt or the Kerseys? Britt, the bitch. But she had some revenge to set Richard and Britt up to, I forget. So, no, not really. A lot of things are hidden still, shrouded in mystery. Cappuccino Superior. So we have the next one. So we're gonna upgrade that. We need to make that. That's already made, so I'm not really worried about that. Oh. Deliver that. So actually I am worried about it because we need to make more. Which means you need to do those. That's 20 hours. So it keeps them under the overtime? Okay. So we got that. How's Donut doing? Donut still needs a vacation. So we'll leave it like that. play Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright probably does this better. Coffee arrange meeting. Talk about client. Okay, so there's... I think that's it. Oh, well, I guess we could try to connect clues. Coffee's in short supply.
Let's see if there are any connections.
Tom confessed, inadvertently stressed the involvement of Clarabelle and Gabriel. Lied, brought him back to Guyana. Apart from stale samples, didn't manage to get any more coffee than water, so Tom had been left in midair too. So I don't know. Shoot for this? No.
This one.
Shoot for that? No.
No. This one.
Cake, very popular. Supposed to have witnessed how dejected Clarabelle went crazy. The promise, somebody else's promise, and the fate.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
I'm a genius. Clarabelle's was quick and sudden as her departure into the shadows. It's possible legendary coffee was the secret ingredient that brought her baking to success. That would explain the scenario I heard about. Samples were depleted, her cakes was tasty, but no longer stood out interesting. Well, treacherous friend and overdue letters. No.
No. This one.
All those are being done. Move on to next week. Hold on. Our marketing campaigns are still going. Let's just go on to the next week. Still have access to Coffeeum, a drug based on coffee. I knew it. We were pushing drugs. That's a weird way to spell cocaine.
So, what's going on in this company?
Business has generated 44 units. Deliver. Oh, we have enough to go to the meeting. But we can still find more information. We're gonna wait one more week. There's one more information I could get, so I'm gonna get it because that's how I roll. So, oh, I don't have to make any more of that because we're not actually selling it yet. We have it ready, but we're not going to, and we'll make this. Ooh, actually, I don't think I need to worry about it right now, but we're not making the cappuccino. So we're not gonna do that. We have to wait one more week for that stuff. Right, okay. Next week.
Have I assigned all
Yes,
the tasks
we purposely
properly?
skipped out on one. Hiding Coke in the coffee. We found out a long time ago what we were pushing.
Another report. Hope there's some good news.
Alright, save because we should have all the information and we need to...
Someone place an order. The deal isn't great, but it's a chance for some extra cash.
I know, I did a thing and then I saved. Alright. Jordan, director, restaurant, Disengradation? Oh, that's the name of the restaurant worth $3.2 billion. Most impressive. 1820 Chicago, expanded restaurant, graduated, very crafty and cunning person. He looks with contempt on people who are unconfident, who don't think in faster, higher, bigger, faster, stronger. Owner of a famous pub, many restaurants to which he delivers to. So I am notching compared to him. Jordan starts by inviting Arthur to the table. Yourself expressing your admiration for his success. Say hello. Joke about the weather. Yeah, no. Praise the dish of the day. He is in control. He will invite us. We are his bitch.
Good morning, Mr. Albert. I understand. I shall be brief.
Welcome, Mr. Oliver. I only have a moment. Please take a seat and get straight to the point.
Well, that didn't change. Success of the bar, meeting, studies, remind him about our meeting.
Can I ask what brought you to Kersey's funeral?
I was there for the same reason as you. The presence of a lot of people in one place with whom I could discuss certain matters.
So, you and Richard didn't do business together?
Kersey is past, Oliver. And this discussion, does it have a future?
Yes, forgive me, Mr. Albert. You see...
Cut to the chase, Oliver. You met Marvy, now it's my turn, okay?
Yes, and that you...
Yes, I know. I lent him and the Kerseys money. They were in trouble. Is that suspicious?
Not at all.
For me, neither. But Richard, instead of growing up and putting his nose to the grindstone, kept dodging and dealing. And now he's dead.
Ah, so he didn't repay you?
I don't think he ever intended to. Tom and Henry had more honor.
Indeed. Tom mentioned he had some loans to pay. If I understood him right, his investment in the production of the legendary coffee species is going to help him do that.
That's a fairy tale, Oliver. Don't believe it.
Company success strategy and marketing. Reveal your plans to launch a new delivery assessment system onto the market. Ask Jordan about his vision for the development. I just get the sense that this guy just doesn't have time. Reveal.
If logistics is so important to you, I have something very interesting indeed.
At last.
We've prepared our own innovative system for managing supplies and stock levels. Estimates suggest it can improve the efficiency of logistics by 12% or more.
According to estimates? And in reality?
That's what I'm getting at, Mr. Alvar. The system is almost ready, and we're looking for a partner to test it. I promise you it won't disrupt your workflow. All decision-making will remain in your employees' hands.
Sounds interesting, but I doubt it has any real value to me. The best people in the industry work for disingrediation. You're not a logistics expert, are you? You're a coffee salesman, right?
Yes, but they're not mutually exclusive.
Fair enough. I'll think about it.
To crack addicts. Pot stickers. Kidding. You know, I thought of something. I'm not gonna say it. Opinions about Jordan's business skills. Jordan about his prognosis for the coffee market and refer to his expertise. Refer to opinions about Jordan's business skills. Refer.
I admit I've heard a lot about you. Now I can see that most of it was true.
That I'm rude to reps, that I buy up and asset strip companies for fun, and my personal favorite, that I never blink.
Something like that. Meanwhile, you're actually just really direct.
It must be rather frightening in the world of spineless no-hoopers, Oliver.
Present a rough draft of it. No.
I can sum up my company's philosophy in a nutshell.
That's enough, Mr. Oliver. It's nice that you have one. Now, show me how effective you are.
Well.
If I oversaw the logistics operations of disingrediation, they'd work fine. But I can't oversee suppliers from 50 countries around the world. An analysis of our transportation showed that the drivers delivering to the restaurants were responsible for a variety of errors. Lateness and damaged deliveries were only some of them. So you can see, it's a complicated matter. I'm not sure this is the right time to talk about it. Maybe we could schedule it for another day. I have a meeting with an important business partner in a moment.
Haste in business is not wise. Promise to deliver coffee of highest quality. Delay Jordan. Offer him to improve coffee supplies based on a certificate system using known samplers. Delay Jordan. Offer him improved coffee supplies based on certificate system with facts.
Well then, briefly, we can speed up the certification of the coffee using my team of samplers. They're highly professional,
Speed up
but
the
they can
certification,
speed up the
though?
process when it's required. You can gain an extra day through that.
That's a reasonable solution, but only short term. As soon as we part company, the problem returns. Your proposal is an evasion. I prefer to face problems head on. I build my authority by overcoming them.
Offer to organize training to build trust and professionalism relations along the supply chain. Express your admiration. Let's organize training.
In identifying the problem, we need to start from the human factor. That's usually where it lies. I would recommend improving the communications along the supply chain. Perhaps some training for the restaurant managers and drivers. If they understand each other's needs and expectations, they can collaborate better.
Investing in HR is important, but not at this stage, Oliver. We're flooded with customers and don't have enough staff. Training just gives managers more paperwork to complete. We don't want to stretch our resources and generate costs. We need a creative solution.
Set a marketing campaign based on introduction happy hours on the days is less busy. Delivery of coffee in sacks used in future content. Well, that just sounds lazy, so I'm gonna go this.
We can release the crush by introducing happy hours in the places that are having the most problems with deliveries. If, say, Tuesday is the promotions day, then Thursday, the delivery day, could be easier for the managers. I'm sure that way they can take deliveries on time.
Those kind of campaigns don't suit us at all, Oliver. You're still suggesting cosmetic changes instead of a complete rebuild. Do you see? Disingrediation is an empire, and its logistics need to be the same. No weak points. Next idea?
Allow me to finish. I've thought it all through. Our happy hours will be special. The promotion will only cover the most expensive drinks and snacks. In that way, visiting disingrediation on a Tuesday could become a regular habit for Londoners.
Again, not a bad idea. And again, not now. What is your role in business, Oliver? Really, you're just, no offense, a typical marketing type. By all means, submit a CV. We can always use creative types. That's all for today. Goodbye.
Good. I want to try again, but give me a moment. I need to use the al baño. 1 minute. I will try again. Many restaurants to which you must deliver coffee. Also, I have M&M's here that my boy Juju left for me. Introduce, we're already introduced. Praise the dish of the day. Praise the admiration for success. Let's try that.
Good morning, Mr. Oliver. Arthur Oliver.
Hello.
Thank you for agreeing to meet me. I appreciate the fact that you didn't delegate the discussions to your assistant.
Don't get carried away, Mr. Oliver. I happen to be in town.
Completing another astounding deal?
You'll read about it in the papers, Oliver. To business.
Go play Crisis Core. About the success, about his studies. The success of this disintegration.
I know you must be bored with answering this question, but I simply have to ask.
Fine. Let's get it over with. The success of disingrediation is down to a very clear mission and its consistent implementation. That and good logistics, that's key to everything. Do you have these ingredients?
In my company, naturally, we operate according to the principles of Kaizen, trying every day to do things better than the day before.
Stop trying, Oliver. Do it.
Is that the recipe for success, a la Elver?
Well, if you must call it that.
New delivery assessment system. That's what... I don't remember what I chose the last time.
If logistics is so important,
At last.
we've prepared our...
According to...
That,
We went through this part already. I think we referred and that didn't work, so how about this?
I'm curious where you get your information about the coffee market.
Where is that question leading to?
To check my sources, your experience and recommendations would be highly valuable to me. And if I get the chance to supply disingrediation, I'd like to be able to work from the same prognoses.
Then let's start by checking yours, Oliver. I'm listening.
Past figures indicate that there's been record rainfall in recent years. It isn't visible yet, but a shortage of sunlight has to eventually affect the quality of beans. That's not a good sign for the market.
Not bad at all. In your place, though, I wouldn't worry about it. There are certain technologies that can solve the problem of rain. We have them.
Rough draft because he didn't like the philosophy.
Let's get down to the deal, Mr. Albert. I'll keep it brief. We supply our partners with the best coffee on the market, delivered punctually, along with business creativity that isn't expected from a supplier.
Sounds promising. Let's see what you've prepared then.
I mean, I did worse than last time. Or at least up in the satisfaction part. This one I can't read. You know, this guy.
If I oversaw the logistics operations of...
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's not wise to be in a rush.
I'll only take a moment. We can solve your problems at a stroke. Your customers know how much effort and passion goes into a luxury product. So waiting for it will only confirm for them its quality and the care taken with it. Don't fight late deliveries. Take advantage of them.
That's out of the question. I only accept lateness when it's a deliberately planned part of the game. No surprises. I don't want your marketing spiel, just real solutions, if you have any.
I know, but there was no, like, clear get the fuck down to business.
Perhaps I haven't presented them properly. In the book Brand Decalogue, I found the theory of corner cutting. It's often far more effective than laboriously patching over a complex problem. It's certainly much cheaper.
Unlike my time, which you seem happy to waste, Oliver. Parker told me all about his new book. He got so many corrections from me that I think I should have half the profits from the sales of his compendium. Pseudoscience for pseudo-business doesn't interest me. Neither do you.
Well, I didn't go. Well, that was also. Well, the other one I got to try again. This one was like a big fuck no, you lose. Good day, sir. Kiss his ass more. So, Max says kiss his ass more. Praise the dish of the day. I feel like the customer's attitude is gonna be no hop. Like, there's either you don't disappoint him, or you disappoint him. It's not that you can make him happy. Just slap the paper down. Take it or leave it. Praise the dish.
Good morning, Mr. Alver. The dish of the day today looks really amazing.
You'll get used to it, Mr. Oliver. There's no place for mediocrity in my restaurants. You'll discover that for yourself very soon.
If it's better than the turkey and honey I had last time, then...
I want a 50% discount on your beans.
Pardon?
Relax, Oliver. My little joke. Just give your compliments to the chef.
He didn't really like that meeting at Richard's funeral universities. Let's talk about the bars.
What was your biggest obstacle at the beginning? I'm thinking about the moment when you took over that little bar in Chicago.
In those days, the biggest obstacle I faced was myself. I made too many assumptions and wasted a lot of time trying to second-guess what would happen next. Luckily for me, a problem with supplies arose. In solving it, I learned two things. Business, above all, is what you do, and you should always have a full warehouse.
Thanks, I will remember.
Oh, is that what I did, Coolio? Ask him about his vision, about your company's success stressing the role of marketing in business. Coolio, which one do I pick? Said help. Bro says his vision. That's good enough. Keep making it about him.
Do you still have any more business goals? I'm trying to think what they might be, but I find it hard to think on your scale.
That's understandable. I have several. In one of them, you might even be able to help me.
In what area, precisely?
Logistics. Our greatest challenge is delivering coffee to outlets in 50 countries worldwide. The problem is with the final stage of delivery. The goods frequently arrive late and damaged. How does it look in your company?
Faultless. Just ask the people we supply.
Well played, Oliver. Of course, many of them work with us too.
Of course.
Okay. If you want to take up the challenge of working with disingrediation, I'll show you the workings of our logistics.
Rely on you? You mean like how Zero disappeared, you know, when you needed him in Lufia? Oh, Kappa. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. His prognosis. I felt like both of these opinions sucked. Both of these. Thanks, Coolio. Gamba, Coolio? I don't know. That comment looks the same. Let's refer to his opinions.
I admit I've heard a lot about you. Now I can see that most of it was true.
That I'm rude to reps? That I...
Something like...
Just really direct.
It must be rather frightening in the world.
Rough draft. He didn't like the philosophy thing.
Let's get down to the deal.
Sounds promising. If I oversaw them. So...
Well, he didn't like this first one and it went nowhere, so we delayed
Well,
it.
then.
That's a reason.
I went with organized training, express admiration for Jordan's foresight, and thank him for the opportunity. Want to listen to what he has to say?
I understand, Mr. Alver. I'd like to achieve your level of perceiving problems so as to be able to solve them better.
Please remember how important to me is the work put in so far into the company's logistics. Every new problem compromises it, and that I will not allow. What do you advise?
We should make use of the shared experience of my company and disingrediation. Of course, the scale is different, but the problems are similar. We found the introduction of our own in-house control system help. We could produce a version adapted to your need in 2 or 3 months.
You could have become a millionaire today, Oliver. I don't have 2 months, I have to act immediately. And your company has nothing concrete to offer. It's someone else's turn. Goodbye.
85%. I mean, I'm taking 85%. Maybe just talk shit to everybody. I don't know. Thank you, Juju, for the M&Ms.
I should sum up what happened after that meeting.
Edge Ocarina Sai.
Jordan Alver met me in his restaurant. The guy was clearly a high roller. Delicious food, richly decorated interior, impeccable waiters. Everything in it screamed, "You can't afford this, Oliver." Out of reach to a simple sales rep like myself. But he did show up at Kersey's funeral. So I plucked up the courage to ask him for a meeting. He agreed. He knew I'd met Marvy.
Did Tom mention the loan?
Alver told me about how he'd lent the Kersey's money, yet Richard had still managed to get himself into debt. I replied that Tom wanted to invest in production of that legendary coffee variety and clear his debts. Alver laughed and called the plan unrealistic. Ruefully, I jabbed my fork into the last piece of that perfectly fried steak. Jordan downed the last of his espresso Merlot, 2010 vintage. Our chat was coming to an end. But but I was planning on getting some more info out of him in another way. On my way out, I slipped a bug into his overcoat pocket. If it works, the case might finally pick up momentum. I hot-footed it back to the office. If Alvar suspected anything, I had to catch his first conversation after I left. I switched the bug on. Music. Sound of pouring drinks. He was probably sitting at some nightclub. He was talking to someone with an Italian accent. Famous Mortonese Mafia, perhaps. They were talking. They were talking about me. They knew everything. How I defended Catherine. How I went to the States. That acting as a sales rep was my cover. Damn it. Jordan started moaning about old Kersey.
Lionel overhyped the whole affair.
Luckily, they managed to persuade him to present the incident as a typical theft. And Catherine's death as an unfortunate accident. It was a pity they'd had to wait so many years for the painting.
Until today.
If only the old man hadn't ballsed up the switch at the port.
It's true that instead of Richard, Kate showed up.
It would have been enough to just wrestle the picture off her. No one needed to die. Up till then, the old man had done a great job. With Britt, for example.
When Richard couldn't be blackmailed by revealing their affair.
The old man persuaded Britt to testify against the Kerseys. That did for them. They were drowning in debt.
Alvar helped them settle, knowing that Richard and Henry had no way of repaying. In recompense, he demanded the picture, but instead of Richard getting the letter, Kate was the one who opened and read it. So, it was all a tragic accident. Kate died by accident, sticing up for that loser Richard to the bitter end. I couldn't believe it, and yet I had to. And there was something more. I had to find out who the old man they kept talking about was, fast. I need to check the investigation board.
Well, shit, they know about him. Everything about him. They didn't find the bug in the coat. And so the death of Catherine was an accident. She was there by mistake in the swapping of the paintings? Who is this guy?
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me a lot.
Probably need to go. Do I need to research this guy? No, I don't need to research him.
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me a lot.
I forget if I did anything, so I'm saving and then we're going.
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me.
Thank you, bro. I'll double your pay this month. What's your relationship with Hitomi?
Good evening, Arthur Oliver. Is that Mr. Cattermole? Pardon?
Hello? Hello? It's me. I'm busy, very busy. Time and tide.
I'll only take a moment. I have a few questions.
Questions? How can I help?
By telling the truth, Mr. Cattermole.
The truth. Well, I suppose it's about time.
Excellent. I know all about you and Hitomi Kobayashi. I know about your role in the theft of paintings from the British Museum. I've seen the recording of her talking to Coralie Moreau. What exactly is your connection with Hitomi?
It's all in the past. I wish it had never happened.
Let's take it from the beginning. How did you meet?
At a party at Lionel Kersey's, the cream of society and me. I went to look at the famous The Planters painting. It was hanging in the lounge. Hitomi was already there. We started chatting. She was very well read, elegant, intense, extraordinary. I fell.
You were an item.
I'm afraid so.
In business, too?
No, not entirely. Mr. Oliver, I'd happily erase all those years. All bad. Everything that happened between us. Almost.
Why almost?
Because we had a daughter. A wonderful little girl. Anyway, you've met her. It's Coralie. Well, Coralie, actually. She died because of the ambitions of her mother. And now I must get back to work. My clients are waiting and I need to earn money. I'm a little behind with the rent.
I can help you there. How much do you need? Did you get a closer look at the planters?
Yes. I oversaw the renovation of 2 of the 3 parts.
When was that?
About 20 years ago.
Did the painting have any characteristic features?
Ah. So, you know.
I want to hear it from you, Kettermole.
Very well. In the corners of both paintings, the paint was applied more thinly. Underneath, I found some fragments of text. Together, they seemed to create a recipe. But the third, central part of the triptych was missing.
You said recipe. Recipe for what?
Growing coffee, Mr. Oliver. The Kersey's coffee. Its genome was hidden in the paintings. If you could recreate it, you'd be able to make coffee noir.
What did you do when you discovered it?
What did I do? I'll tell you what. I committed suicide.
What are you talking about?
I told her. I told Hitomi about the genome. I didn't know she'd tell her mafia bosses all about it. From that moment, I was a dead man. I had to do everything she said.
And so?
Well, for example, she forced me to steal the originals.
What for?
So the Yakuza could analyze the originals for themselves. I was supposed to replace them with copies painted by Casares. So that's what I did. They came out so well nobody noticed.
Uh-huh. Carry on.
Hitomi was obsessed with finding the missing piece. There was nothing she wouldn't stop at to get it. You know that Casares was spying on the Kerseys for her, pretending to teach the little girl? Yes. The charming Hitomi was a real gangster.
Let's say I believe you. I have a few more questions.
But I really have a lot of work to do.
That can wait. I'll pay another month's rent, Mr. Kettermole. Please indulge me.
If you insist.
Where were you on the night of the 17th?
I'm glad I could be of assistance. Next question. Where were you on the day of the theft from the British Museum?
I was being held captive.
Hitomi. You already told me that.
No, I was being held by the competition.
Wow. You're really good.
You think that's funny?
No. Forgive me. Who was Hitomi's competition?
The Italians. It wasn't only the Yakuza who wanted to get their hands on the planters. The painting was also the object of interest of another mafia family, the Mortanese. They were looking for an expert to confirm the authenticity of the painting hanging in the British Museum.
And the museum curator was to hand...
Precisely. Hitomi came up with the idea that I would deal with verifying the works.
As a spy?
Yes, I was to drag out the analysis of the painting, trying to learn something about the Mortanese plans. Me! You understand?
And what did you find out?
That it was a stupid idea. They looked me up and down and threw me in the basement somewhere. God, I was afraid. That woman's ambitions nearly killed me.
So then, how...
Did I escape? Hitomi's people. They found me and got me out of there. The Queen got her pawn back. But not for long.
Indeed. I wanted to ask another thing.
Not today, Mr. Oliver. I really must work.
Then I'll buy your professional time. Instead of renovating a painting, questions. The Yakuza found out about it from Hitomi. She learned about the genome from you. But where did the Mortanese get whiff of it?
It's down to the old man. He put them onto it. Deliberately? Maybe.
So they knew about the legend of the coffee. They'd heard it might be true and immediately decided to check it out?
Just so. Any power-mad loon would want the genome of that coffee. The most desired substance. Its owner would have absolute power. Just get anyone you needed to addicted.
Sounds reasonable. Who is the old man?
I don't know.
Coffee is the most powerful accepted drug in this universe.
One last question, and I'll let you go.
That's an interesting choice of words. So I'm not your hostage?
Please, forgive me. It's a bad habit left over from my police days.
Okay. Forget about it. What do you want to know?
When the Mortanese held you hostage, did you learn anything?
I saw Richard Kersey get murdered. Unfortunately, I had no idea who fired. One of the bosses, I guess. There were 3 of them.
That's important, thanks. Why was he killed?
For the picture, of course. The Mafia wanted to get their hands on it, and Kersey didn't have it anymore. That pissed them off.
I see. Anything else you remember?
There was another guy in the basement with me. I'm almost certain it was Van Haven. You know, the businessman. The one whose disappearance they were talking about on the TV.
Sure, I know the guy. You talked to him?
We didn't have the opportunity. They shut me up in there and took him out. All I heard was, "We have orders to release you." Maybe they quizzed him about the painting, too.
It's possible.
That's all I can tell you. I have a certain job to do. I need to focus. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Cattermole. I'll leave you to work in peace. Goodbye. Need to check the investigation board.
Yeah, so people know that I'm undercover. People are dead. And I mean, now the coffee noir, the legendary coffee, everybody's after it. And the clues to do it, it's a recipe. I think a recipe for growing it. And it's all about that money. Francisco Mortanese. So we need Espresso Superior. So we get the final upgrade. We need to make you. We need to make you. I'll bring you down some, and I'll bring you up. So we're making all three. So you're making all three. We have... $32 and you're 20. You're gonna be a little tired, but you are the best at this, so I'm actually gonna leave Danitza Cinnabons in there. That look good, that look good. Order been sent. Order has been sent on the one-time order. Okay. It's a recipe for disaster. Good one, sis. 300 point. Whose line points to donuts? And Edge, good to see you, man. I know you're a troll. It's good to hear from you. Piano wire from your sleeve. Right, we're good. Looks like we're good. Alright, we'll move on to next week.
New week.
Oh no! We had a failure. This is the guy who we bugged, and then they were talking about me, and they know my cover, yet we're gonna sell him coffee because he's a billionaire. The good news is, the one coffee that we didn't need immediately was the one that bunked. $39, because everything's gonna be matching 50, just because it's easy and even to deal with. You're working overtime? Why? Failure. Order has been sent. Alright. We need to have the coffee and such, so that gets delayed another week. Yeah, so be it. Oh,
Now I need to set the new
also
clues and date
should have
on
had
the
some of
board.
these clues and look at it. Look at all these connections. Look at all of these characters. Okay, let's go clues. Legend for the losers. Tom wanted to invest in the production of legendary coffee. Laughed, called that plan unrealistic. Mafia managed to force. Isn't it typical theft on Catherine's death, right? That should have to do with the painting at the scene of the crime.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
Catherine was there instead of Richard. Because she opened the letter. What is this? Old man proceeded to testify against the Curseys. What is this? Overdue letters? There's the old bungalow. If the old man had the switch instead of Kate showed up with a bodyguard, would have been enough to just wrestle the picture off of her. There was another guy in the basement, Haven. They shut Harold up. Only 2 new clues. stress the involvement. Does that have to do with the overdue letters? No.
No. This won't work.
Knew about the genome from Harold. That it was down to the old man. She fell off the balcony, but I don't think any of this has to do with Coralie. Or it could give the planters the ineffective plan.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
The old man, whoever the old man is, apparently knew about the affair. I'll have to discover two more clues, but we have a whole bunch of connections to make. Maybe this in the accident.
No. This won't work.
Apart from the trail samples, Tom left in midair too. I don't know. I'm just gonna click something. All right.
No. This won't work.
Alright, we're making coffee, we're selling stuff off, everything's on production. Alright, okay. Let's go.
Another report. Hope there's some good news.
Someone's tired and less motivated. Well, how about some money? That seems reasonable, or we could give her a pat on the back.
You're doing a great job.
Good job! Feel better at work. Works every time. So with that, we could go to the meeting. We don't have anything right up over there, so... Alright, who is Francesco? Maltese Falcon, I know what I said. He follows a set of hard rules in business. Don't mix money with friends and family. It's true, it's tough. It's hard. You could say he's a businessman with standards. He is the boss of a mafia family, Bonambino, but Banana Bafana were founders from Sicily. Former education, actual position, hard work, approaches value honor, family, loyalty, has to stop abiding by the rules. Whoever starts some deal with him has to stay there till the end or becomes his enemy. Biggest advantage he has is giving an impression that he's not a monster, but a person with conservative beliefs who can take care about his own. I'll take some money. Wait for him to start saying hello. Complain about the ex, says this guy don't give a shit. You wait until you... I can't do a Godfather. You wait until you're spoken to.
Finally, Oliver. You are 10 minutes late. I'm waiting for a good excuse.
Neither will be good enough for you, Mortonese. I know how precious your time is, so I'm sorry, and let's get straight to the point. On behalf of our entire crew, thank you for this invitation. Perhaps you know that we're also a family business. The Kersey brothers founded it out of a passion for coffee. It's this passion that I want to share with you today.
You talk nicely about the Kerseys, and I have a sentiment to family business. I started like that myself. This is the reason why I invited you. What exactly can you offer me?
Pass on greetings from your boss's family. The details. Do we go traditional? Is this traditional manners?
The Kersey family sends their regards. We're very happy that you've become our client. After the head of the house dies, it's not easy to keep this business in check.
Familia is the most important thing, and the loss of its member is a real tragedy. I know something about it. I'll visit the Kersey's at the earliest opportunity, and if I find out about the circumstances of Richard's death, you will also be informed.
Now we have a whole bunch of choices. Tell about the values that guide you in business, about the perpetrators of the death. What does Francisco do? Advice for a rookie. Initiate casual conversation about your existing customers. I don't like any of these. Values that guide me in business.
It's always good to know who you're doing business with, so I'll briefly introduce our values before the offer, okay?
Shortly, you are welcome.
Together with the Kerseys, we focus on honesty and high quality. They don't always pay off, but thanks to them, we can easily look in the mirror. What brings me to you, mister, working with us means predictability in the best sense of the word.
Bella, bella. A very nice declaration, Oliver. Reality will verify it quickly.
Vision to cooperate, take it into long-term plans, make a balanced offer that will make both parties profitable. Long-term, a balanced offer that will make both parties. The thing is, though, when you commit to him, it is for life.
To encourage you to cooperate with my company, I've planned several variants of activity. We have a very creative marketing and proprietary logistics improvement system. So, on the one hand, effective promotion. On the other...
Haven't you been listening to me, Oliver? I expect obedience, and all you can plan is the order of carrying out my commands. We will supply and promote the product ourselves. We have experiencia in it, believe me.
Experimental type of bean is getting more and more interest. Offer beans from the plantation with which your company's been cooperating from the beginning of its operation. Consistency?
From the very beginning, we take the grain from the Merino family plantation. This is a proven source, and we fully trust them. Together, we've developed quality standards that will satisfy the most demanding customers. I hope it'll meet your expectations, too.
Moreno sounds familiar. We'll check them. If they live up to our expectations, I'll welcome you to our familia.
Does he want to know anything else?
Do you need more information about our company before signing the contract?
No. I already have high blood pressure, and I'm still waiting for the conversation with an accountant. I had all the information about your company before this meeting. You've just confirmed them. Let's move on to the contract, per favor. Ciao, welcome to my casa, Mr. Oliver. I'll immediately reveal the purpose of our meeting. I want to buy your company. I would say the price doesn't matter, but I like talking too much. So, let's talk.
Surprised that he is suggesting that your company does not belong to you and that such important moves are beyond your decision, especially surprise and admiration. I am a salesman? Sis, I'm selling your company. Yeah, I can't do this.
Do you propose to buy the company to its employee? Here you have to talk to the management, Mr. Mortonese, with the Cursies.
Oh, I thought you were something more. A difficult situation that you mention it. I'd be happy to assist. My cousin Oscar is a management specialist. In your company, an external and cool view of such esperto will be very useful.
He gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. Literally. The Schlacken Shillelagh, I don't know where I pulled that, was right against my skull when he asked. My cousin is a management specialist in your company, an external and cool view. What terms of employment he expects for his cousin? Look, the answer is you say yes. Yeah, he manages kneecaps.
It's a pretty good idea. Maybe he'll motivate the Cursies to take more initiative. On what terms would I hire your cousin?
Oscar will become a board member and provide me with a real valuation of your company. He'll start on Monday. See?
Insist on clarifying the details. Do we dare question the Don? I mean, this basically... I mean, we're here trying... I feel like the end of this is, like, coming. What's he gonna do? Give me a nice pair of shoes? Insist on clarifying... No?
Since Monday, of course. We'll complete the formalities later. I'll inform Henry about our plans soon. He'll definitely be delighted.
Grande. Silva, make an appointment with Kersey. Back to you, Mr. Oliver. I want a sexful promozione. You have advised my friend Tom. The poor man has lost so much lately, and thanks to you, he can finally gain. How is your mutual cooperation?
It's okay to somebody. I hope they're made of cement. What, my nice new shoes? Change the topic and ask about Francisco's specific expectations regarding the promotion. Change the topic and ask about Francisco's specific expectations regarding the promotion. Tell him... No, he likes talking. Let him talk. I might die here.
I advised Marvy, but as a businessman and gentleman, I'll keep the details to myself. Let's talk about promotion for you. What goals should it achieve? What conditions would I have to consider?
Later, Oliver. Now I am more interested in your contacts. You do some business with Hitomi Kobayashi too, right? How is she?
I don't talk about my other clients. I am only here to sell donuts.
I hope he'll help me develop my company, which you seemingly want to buy, right? So let's get back to the promotion for your, company.
Are you dismissing me, Oliver? Foolish. I thought you were someone else. Silva, see the visitor to the gate and make sure that he's not hurt. He hurts himself perfectly. Arrivederci, signore.
Negotiations unsuccessful. You will now only have one arm and one leg and one good eye. Well,
Fine.
Neither will. On beat. It's all
Sure.
together.
the family values paid off. Make a balanced offer, because that kind of actually put him back some.
My offer takes into account the interests of both parties. We'll provide you with excellent grain, punctual deliveries, and flexible after-sales service. In return, we expect a payment adequate to the quality of our product and services.
Now that's what I'm talking about, Oliver. You protect our profit, and we protect you. Short and to the point. Hold on to it, and you'll go far with us. As for the payment, we'll come back to it later.
I think this was steady.
Mori.
Go to the offer.
Ciao, welcome to my camp.
Do we just go with him? Do we sell out the entire way? We're meeting with him. He's supposed to think that we're the shit, so we act like we're the shit, and just totally totally selling donut under this bus.
Should I sell the company? Well, Mr. Mortonese, I'm impressed. I hadn't planned it, but such momentum can make you think.
That's it, Mr. Oliver. You have achieved a certain success, but you lack experience and imagination, a special immaginazione to operate on a larger scale. I don't want to offend you. I'm just stating the fact. It's time to think about development, about change. They will be very beneficial for you.
About the difficult situation of Richards that suggests that your company should postpone. He doesn't like to wait, he likes to strike now. Details.
Just a moment. You can buy other companies like Crisps, but this won't be the case with us. We're not looking for a buyer or investor. We manage ourselves. I can rethink the sale of the company, but I expect some meaningful details.
I expect. But, signore, you will agree to my every suggestion. Let's start with the real valuation of your company. To this end, you are hiring my cousin, Oscar, on the board. He'll start on Monday. See?
I guess we pre-agreed to sell?
Since Monday, of course. We'll complete the form.
Grande. Sil.
I guess we tell him? We're selling out.
Mr. Marvey wanted to increase the sales of the network, and he had an idea for it. If you know each other, then you know how difficult it is to change his decision. Fortunately, the profit promise was more important to him than the company's philosophy. Speaking of losses, is it rivaling with Sorote?
You found yourself in the business quickly, Oliver. Van Haven, McFall, Gamalkvist, Marvey, Kobayashi. These are solid contraints. I am especially interested in the latter, Mrs. Kobayashi. It's been a long time since we talked. How well is she?
In business, rather good. Miss Kobayashi is open to news. Of course, this openness has to be bought first, and to be honest, I probably overpaid a bit, because she's a tough one.
Oh no, she's too smart. And Gabriel Caceres? You met him too, right? He pretends to be crazy, lunatico, but he's the best contractor from the whole London gang. Except for me. As the best one, I only ask for a symbolic coffee discount. This discount will be enough.
Agree with the opinion, talk about working with Gabriel and offer a 9% discount. You know, if they're only wanting to take a 10% lays off of it, sales margin 60%, you fucking go with it.
He's pretending to be crazy. I wouldn't put it better. The guy has a reputation for being an unstable freak, and that makes business very difficult. I didn't believe the rumors about him, but at the meeting, Cessaries even surpassed them.
Do you prefer predictability? Sheep are predictable, Oliver. You always know where and when they'll go, so they are easy to hunt. I thought you were like us, that we will get along. Anyway, time to get back to your pack, Oliver. Fine della conversazione.
Why is he listening to the Imperial March? I don't know. Well, apparently, I suck at this shit. You done goofed. I have to make like a bunch of perfect decisions.
Fine.
Not on
You.
the.
Fun.
It's all.
Sure.
I know you only get one chance in business. My kneecap, all of my kneecaps, my brother's kneecaps, they're all gone.
More. Ciao, welcome to...
Shit.
Good.
Mr. In bit.
Oh.
Offer a 9%. How good is my mom's?
Gabriel? He's a piece of work. Seems nuts, but he's really a very smart and honest guy. Getting back to business, I came to you with a certain discount limit, but I like you, and I'll gladly agree to this discount.
A rather modesto gift, but so be it, Oliver. I'll make you a bigger one later from your entire company. Now go to work.
I'll take it. What's siding with the Mafia gonna do? It's perfectly safe.
I should sum up what happened. And after that meeting, I expected that I wouldn't get much out of a typical conversation with Francesco. Luckily, Reeves had done a sterling job as a mole. According to his pals, Francesco was often seen in one of the remaining exclusive coffeeum inhaling clubs in Neo-London. I found the inhaling club easily enough. It had a distinctive mural and bouncers at the entrance. Now all I had to do was to stuff my wallet full of cash and muster up a lot of patience. After a few days wandering around the area, bingo, the mafioso must have been longing for a high. I waited half an hour, and off I went. Half my readies vanished just in getting in. Great. I looked around. Where would Francesco choose? VIP room or the main room, close to the entrance?
No, in the back.
I asked one of the coffeeum dealers about him. Up the stairs to the top, sir. At the top of the greasy pole. Of course. My wallet was already empty. I gave the dealer a big tip and ordered an extra portion for Francesco. I told the dealer to say it was a present from my company. He was easy to find. He was smoking some kind of scented mix. The whole floor smelled of it. What kind of stink was Morton Nees trying to hide with it? There were bouncers on the door, but Morton Nees spotted me out of the corner of his eye and languidly waved a hand in my direction, so they let me in. I took one last breath of sobriety and stepped over the line of common sense. Francesco had been smoking and was a little high. Good.
You want to get high, Chet?
I sat down, took a drag to be sociable, and let him know that I was running my firm at Clarabelle's behest. Francesco's head cleared momentarily.
That little fox, she played the innocence brilliantly.
In business, Mr. Mortonese?
In that too.
Family business? I guess.
So he knew her. Seeing that, I decided to ask directly. Were you and her an item?
Yes. Though, it was only Interessi to begin with.
Francesco briefly wept Clarabelle.
She reminds me of my mother. Gentle on the outside, but in reality a leoness, a lioness, a worthy rival.
How did it begin?
From the media buzz about Claribel's cake, I want to take advantage, but it was lacking the key component. The craze soon wore off.
Why is his voice so soft?
Claribel, she dreamed of a comeback. Front pages.
Aw, I was gonna plan to skip this round. Fuck it, let's get high.
I let him on. Is that why she's meeting Baptiste?
No. That stupido can even handle a laptop, let alone a woman. The great detective. His info about paintings was false. We were just wasting our time.
Paintings? You mean the Kersey's planters?
I mean the copies hanging in the museum. We were only interested in the Autentico. the originals. It turned out the center one. Richard had it the whole time. It turned out the center one. Richard had it the whole time. We were supposed to receive the painting for paying off his debt to Albert. And it was a big one, a grande debito, even for a Kersey.
You think if I skip around he won't notice? I do know that in spy work, but the concept probably similar applies. You have to be tolerant to drinking because people get loose when they drink. You have to be able to hold it, but also, you know, if they keep drinking and you don't, right, that keeps giving you the advantage. I'm here on business. I'm gonna try to skip this round.
The coffeeum was great. Why was it so long since I last had some? I reminded myself because it was so good, and on top of that, officially speaking, it was illegal and bloody expensive. So the whole time it was about the painting? Did you get it in the end?
Richard is a clown. He turned down our help and lent his friend Van Haven in the deep stuff. They found the painting at his place. Old Joseph is soft. He soon came clean that the painting had gone back to the familia. Henry had it. We went looking for him, but the bastardo disappeared.
I want to skip another round.
I could feel the coffeeum taking effect more and more. And what about Joseph?
He's fine. When she heard about her uncle being kidnapped, Claribel went crazy. We let him go and even gave him a bodyguard. For a woman like that, you do everything.
I guess we getting high.
Mortonese expanded on the topic of his own accord. He was mumbling somewhat incoherently because we were both high as kites.
Those paintings are trouble. That curator. He was a swindler too. Waste of time. He was supposed to be helping, but I could tell. I knew this analysis was taking way too long. We let Hitomi play us like bambini. Harold he delay us, cheat us. And then the damn Yakuza tried to get him off us. So much dishonor over an old fool. And the paintings were a grande falso.
Francesco finally drifted off. About time. I needed some fresh air. I don't recall how I made it back to the office. The phone was ringing as if through a thick fog. It was Jacob Reeves. Oliver, we've got a right old mess here. Kobayashi and Catermole are dead. It looks as if Harold shot the little lady, then blew his own head off. Dead. And we'd only just been talking. And I started laughing. It must have been the coffeeum. Must have been. How did I let myself get dragged into all this? Wasn't all the pain over Kate enough, so I had to come back to Neo-London for more? Maybe I should ask for the next bullet. This time, the one that hits the bullseye. Damn, cursies. Need to check the investigation board.
Cursies are nothing but trouble. Are you okay? No. He wanted to come back to answers about the woman that he, like, undercoverly loved. And finds all of this. Mafia. Yakuza. Secret paintings. Money. Affairs, deception. Holy shit. They're the 2,000 points to Coolio. You're a better detective than me. I did not put that together until now. By put it together, you had to tell me. It comes from my I put it together. I read it in chat and put it right here. Oh shit! Three streams ago, that was like, look, Donut was coming. That doesn't count.
This is a good lead, but the information may cost me money.
All right, let's see what Henry Kersey has to say. What do you want to talk about?
Hi, what's the rush? Something up?
Oh, at last you're here. It's Clarabelle. They've taken her.
What? Who?
I don't know. They rang only a moment ago. I called you right away. I did the right thing, didn't I?
Did they say what they wanted?
The same thing as all those leeches hassling the Kerseys. The bloody painting. All these problems because of that canvas rag.
Yes, of course. You told them it had been stolen, right?
Well, you see, Arthur, it's not that simple.
You've had it the whole time.
What does that mean? Get to the point, lad. We have to rescue Clarabelle. Even if she's tangled in this case deeper than she reveals, I don't think we could risk her life by doubting it's a real kidnapping.
Oh, dear.
The auction house. What are we doing here? Don't tell me you're spending company cash on trinkets.
Not at all. I just happened to be passing. A guy pushed me into a phone booth and told me to pick up the receiver. It was horrible.
Sure. By the way, we're playing Vegas Stakes after this chat.
You've got the painting, haven't you?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
So who does?
I don't know. I don't know.
Check his pockets.
Hold on. Joseph gave it to you, right? To look after.
Yes, his wife was afraid to keep the planters at home. You know, thieves, blackmailers. My God.
Henry, really?
No, thanks. I'm all right. You know, maybe it doesn't look that way, but I'm pretty tough. Joseph knew. He asked me to be discreet. Nobody was to know the painting was in my hands.
Uh-huh. And you hid it in the tenement, right?
Oh, that tenement. The rats, the lodgers, art thieves. I couldn't live like that.
Okay, Henry.
Where are the other drugs going?
Let's get one thing clear. You're paying me, I know, but if you don't stop BSing me, I'll arrange a night in the cells for you.
Are you mad, Oliver? What for? I'm the victim here.
2 reasons. First, nobody can kidnap you from there. Second, listening to you, I can see a clear case of obstructing an officer and performing his duty. You know how that's going to look in court.
All right then, filthy detective. What do you want to know?
What happened to the painting?
Okay, I had some gambling debts. The cards were against me. And the picture was valuable. I knew Joseph didn't want it back. I mean, what for?
You sold it!
Yes.
When? And to whom?
Just before you came. I don't know the buyer, a mysterious collector. Anyway, it's over, Arthur. I've had enough troubles with that filthy painting.
You're right, it's over. For Catherine, for Richard, Coralie, Hitomi, and Harold. And now it's over for Clarabelle too, eh?
Don't say that. You want me to feel guilty? I already do. I knew Richard wasn't dead. They kidnapped him to get the painting. Yes, I admit it. At first, I might have told you a small lie.
Small? I ran your business while you played cards. I made a fool of myself in front of real business people. You wasted my time and now your niece might die? I should just punch you in the face.
Please, no. I despise violence.
Fuck what you despise.
Despise is a good word. We'll come back to that. Now we need to deal with the latest kidnapping. Or is there something else you want to tell me?
Yes, I'm glad you asked. I have an idea how we can help Clarabelle.
Well?
I don't know who has the painting, but we can work out who's going to have it. In a week's time, someone's putting the planters up for auction. Right there. We can take all the company's profits, buy the painting, and rescue Clarabelle.
Coincidence?
Does it matter? It's a chance. Call the kidnappers and ask them to give us a week.
Unbelievable.
What? Thinking that up? No, it's nothing. You'd have thought of it eventually.
No. What's unbelievable is all the crap you told me about the investigation into Catherine. You deliberately dragged me into that quagmire. You put your own family at risk. And now you want to squander all the money I've earned to pay off your own guilt.
You're right. You're right. But, you know, I acted in good faith. I wanted to find Rich. And, well, it's the only way out now, isn't it?
You owe me, Henry. Big time. When it's all over, I want to get everything I earned for you. I don't care where you get it from, the bank or Alver. I get the cash or the whole story goes to the press. In detail. Get it?
Now you're showing your true colours, Arthur. Clarabelle might have believed you, but I didn't. I knew from the start you were only after the cursey cash.
Unlike you, I worked for it.
You're a leech like the rest of them. Do I have a choice?
You had plenty, Henry, and you always made the wrong one. And now we have to go and rescue Clarabelle, unless she's actually in cahoots with the blackmailers.
Give it a rest, Arthur. Don't even joke about it.
Yeah, fuck this guy. You're such a leech. You are my bitch now. The cards were against me. Uh-huh.
Need to check the investigation board.
Oh, damn. What? Cash required. Well, I have the cash. I guess we go to the auction. I guess we go to the auction. Action. We go to the action. The auction of the third part of the planters will begin soon. You must bid for it to be able to confront the blackmailers who kidnapped Clarabelle. Be focused on raising your bids in order to win at the lowest possible cost.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to
Am I close
welcome
to
you
this,
to the
bro?
auction of this wonderful painting, serving as the middle part of the Planter's Triptych from Kersey's family collection. Without further ado, I present the asking price.
I'm going in for the asking price. Hey, raise.
Going once.
I'll give more. Not so fast.
We start with high C. Going once.
Now me.
See, two prices Arthur can offer. They're directly connected with the colors of the panels. Focus on the lower, on the value with lower amounts. To bid more carefully, you need to stop the moving arrow on one of the panels, which represents the lower. Oh. When ready, press bid or space button to stop the arrow. Arthur will propose, okay. During each bidding, you have a certain amount of time to make a decision. You fail to make a decision, Arthur will automatically propose a higher amount. Prices will affect the behavior of other bidders and the auction.
I raise the bet.
The amount raised by Mr. Oliver.
Outrageous
Going
1
once.
million.
Please forgive me, but I won't let it go that easy. I'm up in the ante.
I think we'll finish this show soon.
Then think again.
Artie's man, rough as ever. Let me join you.
Let me think.
Oh!
I raise the bet.
Mr. Oliver's offered a high bid. Who will give more?
Hey, raise. Ladies and gentlemen, you must understand this piece of art is already mine.
Please don't think it'll scare me off so easily. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to join you.
You don't even let me say my part. Going once.
Really, it's like watching monkeys in a circus.
So be it. I'll give more.
Dear friends, I'm getting breathless. Will someone beat Mr. Oliver's offer?
I am starting to lose patience.
With all due respect, I cannot imagine that this work does not make it into my personal collection. I'm raising the bet.
Going once. Going twice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this painting means more to me than you can imagine. So let's not extend it anymore.
Allow me, ladies and gentlemen.
I didn't say the last word.
My turn. Let it be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fight is still going on. Who will beat Mr. Oliver's offer? Going once.
Have mercy, gentlemen. I bid.
I do too.
Going once.
This is a misunderstanding, but okay then.
This is my last word.
It's time to end this.
Aw.
I raise the bet.
What a waste of time.
Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're already flying very high. Can anyone suggest more?
Better to let it go while it's not too late.
Going once.
I didn't expect this.
Well, it's time for me.
Going twice. I think we're getting close to the final.
And I could have smoked my cigar during this time.
And sold. The painting goes to the Honourable Mr. Oliver. Congratulations to the buyer, and thank you all for participating in the auction of this magnificent work.
Some people don't know when to quit. What a pity.
We'd better go home.
Sold!
Need to check the investigation board.
Donut just made me buy electric company. Whatever the cost. But I think this is actually the perfect time to hop over to current 2. Alright. Oh wait, final confrontation. Sounds like a bunch of sore losers, right? You know, poppycock. I don't want this shit anyway. Successfully auction off the last parts, high time to face, combine all the available clues, and then go to the final chapter. Oh, wait. They go to the final chapter. But first, we have business to conduct.
Now I need to set the new clues and data on the board.
The two faces of Clarabelle. Francisco was completely based on it. Praise Clarabelle, loneliness. The lioness is perfect at pretending to be a church mouse who shared a flat. We have all the clues, we just need the connections. Clarabelle, the overdue letters.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
Maybe it was the cocaine, but Clarabelle seemed to have a downright hypnotizing effect. Possible that she used him to scheme Richard's kidnapping. Hard to believe. Clarabelle sold out her own father. Directly what they did with Joseph, Clarabelle saved him. As soon as she heard about her uncle being kidnapped, she went crazy. So Francisco eventually let him go. They gave him a bodyguard. So that's the connection with the murder and release.
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
Simple gratitude. Kind of up, but also connected. Let's see. So if these are all the connections, let's see. With the valuable informer?
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
The old man that worked for the mafia, but is he a member? United by common interests, secret friendship, puzzle, minorities, identities. Ledge about the coffee and the shortages in coffee supply?
That's it. Some great deduction skills, Oliver.
Tom invested in its production, aroused extreme opinions, harmfulness. But Tom had reasons to believe its power. Where did he learn? So these two that come from the same incident are the connection? The accident and deadly emotions?
I think these are all the connections. I still need to move the investigation further and get more clues.
Treat the orders. Hitomi's always the last one. Smoke screen to protect Baptiste. That's why she sent me the hidden camera. She's probably conned the act as she admittingly were. That's why Baptiste reacted so emotionally. In the course of a lover's quarrel, the accident happened. Unfortunately, we'll learn it from her, and I can't count Baptiste's explanation as long as he's in police's hands. It was that end of the road. It's the only one that caught my eye. Planters talked about the paintings. Mafia only the originals. Canceling the debts, but okay. Arthur, Clarabelle, The pyramid scheme, Richard's disappearance, the paintings, coffee production, Yakuza, the Mafia. Oh, that's right, you're working there, so... $28 hours. So actually, I'm gonna take you off that, and I'm gonna put you on there, cause give you a little lighter load. All right, we'll go 1 week.
Should I move the investigation forward or wait and make some more cash instead?
Bro, should I just end this now? You seem to have an idea.
A new week, a fresh start. Someone place an order. The deal isn't great, but it's a chance for some extra cash.
I don't have enough. Classic Superior. So I need to make as much of that. And I need to minimize. Whoa. Damn, I can't make enough of that. I'll probably never sell it. Alright. Oh, okay. I don't see the point of making more money, to be honest. Like, the money seemed like it was built up for the auction, right? Now that I have everything, that this is it.
Should I move the investigation forward or wait and make some more cash instead?
After that, it seems mute. Okay.
So, what's going on in this company?
But we have optional achievements. Alright, just for my own sanity. I'm gonna line this one up perfectly. I think everybody's gonna be fine, so we're going to save that, and we're gonna make a new save. So that's where we're at. We have everything. Let's
Should
go.
I move the investigation forward
Finish the
or
game.
wait and make
But
some more
before I
cash
do that,
instead?
sorry, I need to use the bathroom again. Be right back. Bro, I apologize. I'll fix this now. finish the game! No!
Should I move the investigation forward or wait and make some more cash?
That's not the
instead?
line, Coolio. Kill him. No! You'll regret this. Alright, next chapter. Keeping the game until he dies playing.
New week, fresh start.
New chapter. New clues and tasks are available, so... What? Maybe that's just common speech.
I've arrived at the appointed place, abandoned warehouse near the Thames, away from the noise and casual witnesses. I didn't hesitate any longer and walked into the warehouse indicated by the blackmailers. The sight of Francesco Mortanese and Jordan Alver wasn't a big shock for me. What surprised me was the unemotional face of Clarabelle, hidden behind one of the pillars on the other side of the warehouse. Maybe she was just scared.
Hello, Oliver. Maybe you'll finally be of some use.
A third voice emerged from behind.
Can no cursing man take some effort of getting things done, but instead use women or private detectives?
Suddenly I understood. It's George McFowle's voice. It sounded completely different than the one belonging to a nice and talkative businessman. However, I have heard it once more in my life. Then at the docks by the Thames.
Give back the paintings and let's finish this case. We waited long enough for this.
Suddenly, everything happened rapidly. They all aimed at me. There was no more time for any reflections and diplomacy, and they outnumbered me. I had to take a risk. Second shot? I could have sworn he didn't have time to fire his gun. Cat, are you all right? All good?
Yes, Arthur. I've never felt better.
Thank goodness. I was so scared that I would lose you, that one of those bullets would stray towards you.
I was never threatened, Arthur.
What are you talking about? You must be in shock. The most important thing is that you're okay, darling.
I wish my mother could hear the same from you 10 years ago. Poor Arthur. Do you think I'm her? You still don't remember what really happened.
I closed my eyes and quickly opened them again. Then I realized that I was not at the docks by the Thames and I was not talking to you, my beloved cat. You haven't changed the color of your hair. No one has washed the blood off your face or your jacket. The same eyes were staring at me, but instead of a hint of curiosity and reckless joy which I adored so much, I met a piercing and cold gaze. Your ever-soft lips were now pressed in a gloating evil grin.
You pretend to be tough, and in return for a nice smile and a warm touch, you will do what we want, right? You, Francesco, my dad, Gabriel, Baptiste, even Tom. Mum knew it too. She was manipulating you, Arthur. Until today, you don't even know how and when, do you? Believe me, she wasn't such a saint after all. Father wasn't as bad either, at least to her, but he was a swine to me. He said I wasn't his daughter. Instead, he let Uncle Joseph raise me, a person who loves me like her own child. But they both got what they deserved, and so did I.
I don't understand, Clarabelle. Richard's dead and Joseph nearly died. It was a mafia score, not some twisted karma.
Do you think that such an important matter as getting the Coffee Noir genome would be in the hands of blind fate? Wake up at last.
I closed my eyes again and opened them from painful amazement. I also understood something again. She needed us all. The role of Francesco, her lover, was to make Richard reveal where the last of the triptych paintings was. Richard died because he knew only that he gave the painting to Joseph, and the ever-loyal Joseph wouldn't tell Mafia that he passed it on to Henry under the pressure of his wife Amanda. Finally, Henry lost this precious heirloom due to gambling. Thus, the painting was lost from Clarabelle's sight. We all succumbed to it. Baptiste found Gabriel in Guyana and brought him back to London, who in turn gave her 2 parts of the genome. Tom promised to help with starting the production of legendary Coffee Noir. Joseph survived because he raised the Viper, and the Viper showed him mercy. And me? Why did she need me? What about Henry? He was helping you? Is that why he called me?
Ah, Uncle Henry. He wasn't good for anything. All he could do was getting drunk and losing money. Thanks to him, I found out about your fascination with my mother. Father hadn't shared with him any information about the genome, nor the real meaning of the paintings, which is why that old fool lost such a precious treasure.
But why me?
I needed a dog that would grab the bone and won't let it go till the end. A dog that, driven by a desire for revenge and an illusory sense of justice, can be trained. You were perfect.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you did your job, although I have to admit that I doubted your abilities at one moment. Poor Gabriel, who turned out to be a really good actor, had to lead you by the hand like a child in the fog.
And what do you expect from me? Praise?
Work for me, Arthur. I have ambitious plans, and around me there are some vacancies.
Never, Clarabelle. I loved your mother. I was mad with despair when she died. I saw the same angelic good in you as in her. Now I see that I couldn't have been more wrong.
I'm exactly like her, but you still err, Arthur. I don't need you then.
I've recreated this moment in my head many times. The overwhelming certainty that the world is about to end. Everything was going fast. Too fast. As if the future had to be defined in that instant moment. With the noise of gunfire, the screams of approaching enemies, and the ever louder staccato of a running woman's heels. Kate. The closest bastard had hatred painted over his face. At least it seemed so, but in fact everyone who was pointing at me was wearing masks. I shot, several times to be sure. The clatter of the heels suddenly stopped. Kate was lying in a pool of blood, and with each breath becoming shallower, the life had been draining out of her. I heard the sound of a body falling. My body. The coolness of the ground, the blackness before my eyes, just like the day of my greatest crime, lying next to you. As promised, I found your killer cat. Case closed.
So, I'll admit it was all fine up until that ending moment. So, Arthur, shot Catherine all those years ago and just was living in fucking denial? But what we were really after was why she was there, had the painting, and who they were. Well, didn't realize it in the moment that she caught a stray. You know, Clarabelle not being innocent, I'm totally fine with. Not completely out of left field. This is creepy. Quit to menu. Put it somewhere on the top right corner of the rug. Where are we going to write it? I don't know. Some quotes, words of wisdom, code for unlimited cash. You think it would be fun? No idea, to be honest. Probably hardly anyone will last until this point in the game, and certainly no one will find it anyway. Top right corner of the rug. It's developers talking, yes. Nice little Easter egg, and I think that's it. And I know top right of the rug is right there, but I just decided to, you know, click a bunch. Coffee Noir. This was a fine game. And please, I criticize hard, so please, you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink. I still agree that it felt like it did a lot of things fine, but there was nothing it wasn't outstanding in any way. I like this. There's no replay value, at least I don't think there is. The negotiations, the business aspect, you know, the detective stuff. I was invested in the story. A bit confusing. It all turned out to be very simple in the end. You tried to do too many things, I can agree. It was very simple. Huh. The classic touch. Like, where the painting was, who took it, you know, and it... What happened that fateful day, right? Okay. All the parties involved, they have the painting, or like, okay, so you bought it, so they knew where you were, so they were gonna get it from you. They knew who you were after a point, so then you switch, but that's okay. They knew who you were, so it switched to this dangerous game that was coming to the end, right? And you know, Clarabelle had the head honcho mafia's heart. Some of the characters were a little like the voice acting was hit and miss in a lot of places. I kind of like the idea of coffee. If you think about it like cocaine, it was great. I like the setting and just the excuse. Like, just the excuse that coffee is uber popular, and this is Neo-London, but, you know, so, it's as cheap as isekaiing something, but it did it a little more creatively than the modern age. And to those developers, you know, they thought no one would find it or whatever, and, you know, they made something that they wanted to make. And I'm glad I did this. I am also glad that it's over. Both emotions can be true. So, chat, do you have anything that you'd like to say? Make it all the way here to the end? There's not really any replay value. I also didn't really get how, like, it would record their interest or relationship. I thought that you would have relationship and then meet them again, and where it was would help determine more, but that really didn't seem to be the case. It felt like it had no great flexibility. So, well, that is it. That is Coffee Noir. I didn't know what type of game that this was. Things I will take a stab at, and it happens. I don't know, Mom. The mom. Which mom? The one that got shot? You know, I don't know. But, well, this is the end. Thank you all so much for coming by. Mom, bro, sis, Donuts, Coolio, Gamba, Mag, Edge, Alexander, Anonymous, I already said Gamba, Sia, and I think those are the usual suspects. Thank you to any lurkers out there. Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. My next Smash TV match. What am I going to play next week? I have not thought that far. And guess what I'm going to think about it? Monday at about 6 p.m. So, again, thank you all for stopping by, hanging out. Hope you had a good time. It's over. It was fine. It was fine. And believe me, I called when Clarabelle was like, no, I can't join you. Bang! You done. You done. Oh, by the way, Cool the Hole finished the game. That's a Tron reference. So, as always, have a good day, good night, good week, good weekend, wherever you are. You come across a loved one, please be sure to tell them that you love them. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, thank you. I'll see you next time.